Om Shanti. Good morning. As we were listening to the song, which said purity gives us happiness, and Baba also in many of the Murlis speaks about purity as the mother of happiness. In this Murli, which was spoken by Avyak Babdada on 25th of June, 1977, the title of the Murli is The Complete and Perfect Stage of Purity. In this Murli, Baba goes on to speak about what true purity is and what honesty and being holy means. You know, when we come in Gyan initially and we hear Bab Dada speaking about honesty and being honest and being pure, the only thing that we understand initially is that purity is celibacy. But Baba says, while celibacy is a big milestone, but it's not purity. It's just a brief, small part of purity. It's the beginning of purity. But there are many more layers as we move along in this knowledge. There are many more layers of purity that we keep getting deeper into. And same way, honesty. When Baba talks about honesty in most of the Murlis. In Hindi, Bab Dada keeps repeating this phrase, Sache Dil Pe Sahib Razi, which means somebody who's true at heart or honest at heart. Baba is always appreciative of such children, always loves those children. So in this Murli, Baba has very beautifully explained layer by layer what honesty and purity really is. How deep the meaning of honesty is. It's not just being true to Baba or being true to yourself, not lying or, having integrity, but it's much more than that. And Baba himself will tell us step by step when he speaks of being honest, what he really means. It's an important Murli. It's a Murli full of dharnas, Murli full of maryadas, and something that we all should revise. Even after hearing this, we should revise at home and, try to inculcate as much as possible. And probably also check and change. We'll hear from Baba. The complete and perfect stage of purity. Bab Dada was seeing two special aspects of every child. He was seeing to what extent each soul has become honest and the holiest, according to his or her yoga and capacity. Baba is saying he was checking. Each of us have our own capacity, or Baba says benchmarks, against which Baba measures us. How honest and how much holiest have we become? Not all of us will become to the utmost level. We all have our own maximum capacity. That is what number var or number wise means. But Baba is comparing us with our own potential or our own capacity based on our yoga. How honest and how holy have we become against our own self? Baba says, all effort-making souls are moving along with the aim of having an honest and a true heart and being trustworthy in their relationship with the Father. And if we look inside, all of us have that aim that I should be honest and true with Baba, and I should have a trustworthy relationship between me and my Father. Baba says, however, each one is number wise in being honest. Baba goes on to explain the layers of honesty. First, you are the holiest according to the extent what you are honest. So holiest, to become holiest means to become honest as per Baba. You are only as much holy as you're honest. Baba says, the main aspect in being holiest is to be honest with the Father, underline. The first thing Baba says, the first layer of being honest is being honest with the Father. That is what true honesty means, the first layer. Simply to adopt celibacy is not the highest stage of purity. Actually, if you look at it, that is just the beginning. It's just the starting of the journey. And we think sometimes that that's the end of the journey. That's what my milestone is. But Baba says no. Baba says purity means reality. That is honesty. So when Baba uses the word honesty, Baba uses it as a synonym of purity. This is what Baba is saying. Those with such an honest heart are settled on the heart throne of the Father, the comforter of hearts, and children who are seated on the heart throne receive the throne of the kingdom. So Baba says, those who have an honest heart in Sangam, they are seated on the Father's heart throne. Baba really loves, supports, cooperates, gives the companionship to such children who are honest with him. Even in Lokik, if Father has many children, he always loves those who are honest with him. While he loves all of them, but he has a special place for that child who's the most honest. There's a trust that is between the Father and the Son, who's honest at heart. And here the Father is the comforter of hearts. So we get that throne, the throne in the heart of comforter of hearts. How beautiful that throne is in Sangam or confluence. And in future, in the golden age, Baba says, those who are seated in this heart throne at the confluence age, they are the ones who get the throne in golden age. That's one layer of honesty, being honest with the Father. Then Baba goes on to say, the second point, an honest and trustworthy soul is one who doesn't use any of the treasures he has received from the Father for any task without taking the directions of the Father. Underline. So the treasures that we have received after we become Baba's children, after we receive knowledge, what are the treasures that we've received from Baba? Immense treasures. We receive so many qualities, we receive so many powers, even our thoughts, even our words, even our actions, they become treasures received from Baba. They are not our own. If we truly realize this knowledge, when we come into knowledge, we realize that, and that is what Baba speaks about when he says, you become mine, which means that nothing which was mine before this is now mine. All is yours. And then Baba says, children, what is mine is yours. So the treasures, the subtle treasures, the powers, the qualities, the thoughts, the words that we use, the actions that we make. Baba says, an honest child, an honest soul will never use those treasures that they have received without taking Father's directions. If, Baba says, according to the dictates of your own mind or the dictates of others, or because of the influence of bad company, you waste your time, words, deeds, breath, or thoughts, and you think of others instead of thinking of your original self, or you become arrogant instead of maintaining your self-respect. If you move along according to the dictates of your own mind instead of following Srimad, then in such a case, you would not be called honest or trustworthy. See, this is not being honest with the Father. Here, what Baba is trying to say is, whatever actions we do when we are not in a soul conscious state, when we are in a body conscious state, that is when we become arrogant. That is when we start using our own mind. That is when we get influenced by what others are telling. And when that happens, we start unintentionally, we start using the treasures of thoughts, time, our own breath, our own actions, words that Baba has given us. We start using them without following the Srimad. So Baba says that is what dishonesty to me means. Then that soul cannot be called an honest or trustworthy soul. Baba says, Bap Dada has given all these treasures for the service of world benefit. Therefore, if you use them for any task other than the task for which they have been given to you, it is as though you are dishonest in looking after the treasures entrusted to you. It's like your Lokik father gives you some treasures to take care of as a manager. And you start using it without asking them. That is the level of dishonesty that Baba is referring to when we start using the treasures, the subtle treasures that we've got during this confluence age from him. This is why the greatest stage of purity is to be honest. So each of these points is like a checking point. Each of you, Baba says, you should ask yourself, to what extent am I honest? Do I use all the treasures that I have according to Baba's Srimad? Do I take direction? Do I regard him? Then the third point, Baba says, the third qualification of an honest soul is constantly to have good wishes and elevated feelings for every soul. Why Baba says it is honesty to have good feelings? Because here I'm being honest to myself or being true to my own innate qualities. As a soul, every soul, I should be having good wishes and elevated feelings. And as a Brahmin soul, a true Brahmin soul, an honest Brahmin soul, I am not allowed to have anything but good feelings, good wishes, elevated feelings, divine feelings for every soul. That's again an honesty. Fourth, to be honest means to be constantly an instrument and to have feelings of humility in your thoughts, words, and deeds. The word constant is to be underlined here. Looking at yourself as an instrument constantly. I'm just an instrument. And when we look at ourselves as instruments, automatically we will have feelings of humility in each thought, each word, and each action constantly. That is what honesty is, as per Baba. But we have never thought of being an instrument as being honest. But as a Brahmin soul, that is what my job is. And if I'm not doing my job, or if I'm not being in my true consciousness of being an instrument, I'm not being true to myself. I'm not being real. I'm being dishonest. That is what Baba means here. The fifth point. To be honest means to experience a powerful stage at every step and to experience the Father's companionship in every thought, as well as the hand of cooperation. This is new. Baba says, if you're not experiencing a powerful stage, that means somewhere you are dishonest with yourself, with Baba, or with others. So, experiencing a powerful stage at every step is also honesty, being your true self. And even to experience the Father's companionship when we leave the Father, when we forget Him, when we lose His companionship in any thought, or we don't get His cooperation in any thought, at that moment in that thought, Baba says we are not being honest. The sixth point. To be honest means to experience the ascending stage at every step. Not just powerful, but what I was yesterday, I am better today in my stage. Every day, every moment, I am ascending in my stage. We should have that experience. I have more clarity than yesterday today. I have more connection with Baba than yesterday. I have more love for other souls than yesterday. ascending stage. That is honesty. Seventh, just as the Father is revealed to the children as He is and what He is, so for you children to be honest means that you should also reveal yourself to the Father as you are and what you are. You shouldn't think that the Father knows everything anyway, because to reveal yourself to the Father is the highest and easiest method to come into the ascending stage. Whatever I have, whatever I do, whatever I have done in the past, how my stage is, how my feelings are, where am I going wrong, being true to the Father and revealing to Him who I really am. Baba says it is an easy method to finish the many types of burdens on the intellect. Many times Baba says we are carrying a burden. When we hide something, we are not lying, but we are omitting. We hide. Sometimes we are hiding something because we feel ashamed of doing that act or thinking like that or not doing things as instructed to us. Sometimes small children do that. Even when unintentionally, suppose in logic, your parents entrust you with something and you break that thing, even a small thing, you try to hide it so that they don't get to know. We do that with Baba because we think, oh, I didn't do this intentionally, it just happened. So there's no point telling Baba. Baba says no. Intentionally, unintentionally, whatever you are, you were, reveal yourself to me. Like a patient will do to a doctor. Baba says, to make yourself clear means to have the path of effort clear for you. So that's what Baba talks about when he says clean and clear. Just clear yourself of all the rubbish that we are carrying in the intellect. That is also being dishonest. We are just carrying it for years and years and years. That guilt, that wrongdoing, and we keep hiding it from the world. We keep hiding it from Baba. We keep hiding it from ourselves. Baba says, just come out clean. Accept it, realize it, and move on. Leave it there. So to make yourself clear means to have the path of effort clear for you. Only when we do this, Baba says your effort or your path for effort will be clearer to you. You will be able to see it clearly. You have to make yourself elevated through your own clarity. So here Baba is saying clarity is also honesty, being clear with yourself, being clear with Baba. It's like cleaning the mirror and seeing yourself clearly and showing yourself to Him clearly. However, Baba says, what you do instead, you tell Baba a few things and you hide the other things. Hiding anything from Baba is dishonesty. Underline. The things that you do, tell Baba, are based on a selfish motive for attaining some kind of salvation. We try to be clever. Instead of being clear, we try to be clever. Baba says, having made plans according to the dictates of your own mind and those of others, you put your case to the Father or the instrument souls, embellishing it very cleverly. So you have already made your plans as per your own mind or as under the influence of others, and you try to put it in front of the Father or the embellish or the instrument souls cleverly. I think I should do this. Baba says, if you cleverly present your case to prove yourself right by considering the Father to be innocent Lord and also the instrument souls to be innocent, what would the result of that be? See, Baba knows everything. Sometimes we'll not use the word clever, but diplomatic. Diplomatically, we'll present our case to prove that we are right. Take acceptance from Baba, acceptance from the instrument souls. Sometimes we crave for acceptance. Inside, we know we've done something wrong, unintentionally, right? I assume nobody does anything intentionally, but unintentionally. And then we try to present our case in a diplomatic manner by omitting something or twisting something. And then we say, Yukti se bhukti. Many times, many souls do that. It is necessary to be diplomatic. Baba says, Bap Dada and the instrument. So what is the result, Baba says, when you do something like this? You put things cleverly in front of the instrument souls, seniors, or in front of the Father. What happens? Bap Dada and the instrument souls would practice the lesson of Aji to you for a short time in order to make you happy. Because they know to what extent souls have the power to tolerate and the power to face. Baba says they will do Haji to whatever you are saying in that moment because they know how much you have the power to tolerate or power to face. So they will accept. And Baba says, knowing this secret, they would not become displeased, but would give those souls methods to enable them to move forward. So don't get hung up on what is there. They are inside, they know that we are being clever. We are presenting our case in a clever manner. But both Baba and the instrument souls, they'll smile, they'll say, okay, they'll say Haji, so that we move forward, we ascend forward. They would make those souls happy, but there is a difference in making them happy because of knowing their secrets and making them happy from one's heart. It's a very important statement Baba is making. Baba says, when Baba is happy, there are two things. One, he's being happy to move us forward. Second, he's being happy from the heart for us. Two different things. Baba says, you try to be clever, but instead of that, you become very innocent. How? You become happy with just a little. When we try to be little clever, in that moment we feel that we are winning, but eventually what happens is we are losing in the large scheme of things. You consider defeat to be victory. It is defeat for many births, but you become happy with temporary attainment and consider yourself to be clever, sensible, and victorious. The Father feels mercy for such souls because they are making themselves instruments to experience a loss for all time by hiding behind the curtain of cleverness. Once Baba in one of the Murlis had mentioned, don't be your own lawyer, be your own judge. You should be able to judge when you're being wrong, when you're being right, instead of being a lawyer and try to defend whatever we do wrong. Behind the curtain of cleverness. Baba says, what would Bapdada say then? That they do not have the fortune of making elevated effort. Baba will leave it there. Baba will not push. Baba will say, okay, drama. Drama is bigger than anything, right? So he'll say, okay, maybe this child doesn't have the fortune. So, 7th point was being clear and not clever. 8th point, to be honest means that your foundation should not be based on any situation. In Hindi, Baba uses the word paristhiti. Par means not mine, somebody else's. So based on any situation that we are facing, if situation is good, my foundation is situation, then if the situation is good, I'm happy. If the situation is bad, I'm sad. Baba says, your foundation should be based on your experiencing of every aspect of knowledge and attainment. Irrespective of the situation, my foundation should be based on my experiences of knowledge and attainment. Whatever I've attained from Baba, the knowledge that I carry, every situation should be looked at from the lens of knowledge and attainment. If that is the foundation, Baba says that is honesty. Otherwise, Baba says, as soon as the situation changes, the foundation changes. And faith turns into doubt, and you start asking the questions why and how. See, imagine if there is a building and the foundation keeps changing. What will happen to that building? The foundation is not stable. It keeps moving. It keeps fluctuating up and down. Baba says that is not honesty. So only stability that we have in this confluence age is the knowledge and what we have gathered. And if we make that our foundation, there will be no fluctuations. Baba says, otherwise we'll have questions of why this happened, how can this happen? I never thought this will happen. Baba says that cannot be said to be an experience based on attainment. So at that time, we are not thinking of knowledge, or we are not thinking of the treasures or the attainments that we have. We are thinking just of the situation. Baba says such a weak foundation would cause upheaval over any trivial matter. For small things, we'll get upset. What interesting and amusing aspects do you put forward to Bap Dada nowadays? Baba says, that you have had to remain pure until 1977, and that it is now difficult to remain pure any longer. You start counting days. How long have I been pure? How long have I been honest? How long have I been following the knowledge? Baba says, this is why you put everything on the Father. Make yourself blameless and blame the God. Huh? If we do something wrong, we go in front of Baba and say, Baba, for how long I have been doing this? Only once I have gone wrong. For these many years, I have never done anything wrong. It's okay. Baba says, however, purity is the original sanskar of Brahmins. It's not a limited sanskara, limited time period. Baba says it's an original sanskar. You have to gather that from this confluence age and take it to the next birth. Baba says limited purity, that is purity of one birth, is renunciation in a limited way. It's not a sanskar. The sanskar is something else. We are doing something else. We are forcing ourselves. That is limited. Baba says unlimited renounce in purity for many births. It becomes a quality, inherent quality. Every birth you'll take, you'll carry that quality with you. Unlimited sanskar of purity. Bap Dada never gave a time limit for purity. The slogan you write is, take the inheritance of constant purity, peace, and happiness from the Father. What stage of purity would you call the purity based on time? This proves that your foundation is not based on your own experience or attainment. So this is not the qualification of an honest child. To be honest means to be constantly the holiest. After explaining everything, Baba says, do you now understand what honesty is? Achha. To those who become images of upliftment for everyone on the basis of their power of truth, and who constantly have honest hearts, to those who take every step of their lives based on their attainment, to those who have a fast speed while constantly following Srimad, to such intense effort makers, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. We will pause here for today. We will take the rest of the Murli tomorrow, and let us take 30 seconds of silence and then come back to share our channels. Okay. Anybody would want to go first with their churnings?
Interestingly, Baba today actually made very clear, on have a clear mind and not be clever with Baptata.
Yes.
Be clear, be honest. Can we churn a bit on the point number 7, Shivani Ben? Your experience, or how do one actually figure out uh, that we're acting clever with Baptata and not being honest? How do one distinguish that?
Yeah. I can share from my own experience, Rakhi Pen. So, see, being clever, sometimes we realize internally that, something wrong has happened. And we know when the wrong happens, but we don't accept it that the wrong has happened. Maybe it's not happened because of us, right? We were just involved in it, but it happened. So sometimes we want to just avoid and omit. And this is not avoiding and omitting from Baba, it's avoiding and omitting from ourselves because we don't want to accept. Inside, we are thinking that it's not me who did it. Why should I accept? He asked me to do it or she asked me to do it. But we are not accepting that at that moment when that wrong happened, even though it was not intentional, it was my weakness because of which it happened. So usually when we are weak, we are not able to face Maya. We are not able to follow Srimad. And these are small, small mistakes that we'll do. We will try to cover it up. First to ourselves, even before going to Baba, we'll go and cover it up in our mind. I didn't do it. I am a good child. I always follow Srimad. What happened if I did this once? It happened. The situation was like that. Nothing big happens. I'll not do it again. It's okay. Everybody does this. In our mind, even before going to Baba, these are the thoughts that come. We are trying to debate because the sanskar, there's a subtle argument or debate that is happening between the sanskar, the weak sanskar, and the intellect. The intellect is saying you did something wrong, accept it, realize it, and change it. And the sanskar is saying, the weak sanskar, well, everybody does that. Yesterday, I saw that person also doing it. It's okay. They are older than me in this gyan. They're also doing it. And it's just a small thing. It's not a big deal. Why should I tell Baba about this? That's the weak sanskar talking, you know. And that is when Baba says you need to be your own judge. So at that time, as the soul, as the what do I say, as the powerful, all-powerful soul, I should take control of that weak sanskar and say, no, I will go to Baba. Whatever has happened, accept, realize. Don't know, Rakiben. This is my experience. And slowly and steadily, as we keep doing this, we learn and the intellect becomes stronger and stronger. It's like using the muscle in the intellect, making it stronger to take the decisions. And slowly and steadily being more clearer and cleaner. Does that
100%
answer your question?
yeah, that answers the question.
Okay. Anyone else wants to share on that question, their experience or anything else? Baba has really removed layer by layer on honesty. So many thoughts would have come, so many ideas would have come. Anybody wants to share? Actually, if you look at it, honesty, true honesty or true purity only comes when we become karmatit. That's the stage of true purity and true honesty. But with these 8 points that Baba has given, if we keep them in mind and keep improvising on that, I think that is the path to become karmatit. Any thoughts on that?
The Baba has given Ashtaratan to actually maintain purity and honesty. There's given all those methods to how to check yourselves. And as you rightly said, this Murli is full of dharana on purity.
Yes. And very beautiful, Murli, because most of the Brahmin souls have these questions. What does Baba mean when he says, be honest? What does he mean when he says, be clean, clean buddhi, clean intellect? Any other churnings on the other points?
Shanti, please.
Om Shanti.
So the Baba said right about some children, they are very clever, hiding, and they share few things and few things they hide. So I was also thinking about the same. So here, some, we know that some of the Brahmins, definitely most of the Brahmins would know that we have to take srimad for anything that which we do, or if there is anything, if there is any situation that's going to come, or we are in a situation where we have to come out of it, we will have to take some srimad right from the instruments also. If we, I think the cleverness comes when we decide something inside, we have already judged this is how it has to come, and if you go with that intention, right, there we are becoming, we are looking at the self, our self-interest there, our own benefit there, and uh, and we also back in our mind, we think that the judgment has to be like this, so the instruments all will have to say like this. When we come to that stage and conclude, right, and then go and speak or discuss the topic, right, with the instruments. So I think
Yeah,
that's when that comes. We expect them to say that, right? And they know that they're following the Srimad there, that not following their decision ultimately it is coming from the instrument soul. So they feel that, okay, they are following the direction of Baba or the instrument souls. So I guess, yeah, we all know that we have to follow Brahma Baba. So any situation comes, so the first thing that we can put in our mind is to, how Brahma Baba would handle the situation. And then I think the second thing would need to think if there is any benefit for the, for others, right? There shouldn't be any self-benefit, self-motive. If we can take ourselves to beyond this and think, right, putting Baba in the middle, and then I think the right thought comes pop up.
correct. Very nicely brought up, Vijit Bhai. I think this is another aspect of being clever. What you said was absolutely true. When we go with self-interest or an expectation, both are, and we expect the others to behave in a manner that we want them to behave. It can be under the cover of seva also. I might not have my own self-interest, but I have an expectation of somebody to behave, the Baba or the instrument souls to behave or react in a certain manner. And then I'll be clever because I go with under the guise of expectation or self-interest. That is also being clever. It's okay. Baba says one word, Balak, so Malik. So sometimes we have to become a child. It's okay. Children are so innocent, right? They don't expect whatever people do. They're okay with it. So too much of thought process, too much of expectation, even with respect to seva, even with respect to why my quality should be looked at, that person is being given more importance than me. That is self-interest. But seva should happen like this. We should do this, and trying to push forward your point in a manner that it is accepted by the instrument souls is also cleverness. It's not honesty. Leave it to drama. Put your point, give it to Baba. Drama, whatever happens in drama will be in the interest of everyone. Thanks for bringing that out. Anything else? Any questions? So I think let's do this as an homework. These 8 points, right? Each of these 8 points I can convert into a sentence or a slogan and have these 8 points probably written in my notebook or pasted in front on my desk or somewhere, and keep looking at them as a chart every day for the next 1 week. My level of honesty. Number 1, first point. What was the percentage of honesty I had in this? What was the percentage of honesty I had in this? So all these 8 points that Baba has mentioned. Because if we will practice this, only then we will really understand these points deeply. And they are very, very important from the aspect of the knowledge that we are following. Any other thoughts? Okay. Vijit Bhai, you want to say something?
Actually, yeah, so the height of purity is not, it's sometimes very difficult to judge because, it's very high, right? And definitely, if
Yes.
you look at it, how Baba brought out each aspect is, very detailed.
Yes.
And that's why Baba says purity is honesty. So these two words, when we say purity and honesty, that it's two very simple words, but behind that, the amount of dharana that one needs to, bring in or work upon and to become an embodiment is like so much of checking is required. Unless one do that thorough checking, it becomes very difficult to imbibe or become an embodiment or become an image of what the Baba says about the purity. So that's why purity is a very big subject,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah. And Baba only started with that don't think only being celibate is purity. It is much, much more, much deeper than that. And as we move along in this journey of dharana, the journey of gyan, the knowledge, we keep realizing, we keep breaching each of these milestones, and we'll realize, oh, this is purity, you know. So I feel, and I think this Murli was converted into a chart, a monthly chart. I will look at it. Maybe I have that chart, or I'll prepare something and probably share if somebody wants to follow it on this particular Murli, maybe a chart on purity. What are the aspects that we can look at on a daily basis to bring it in our dharnas and eventually our sanskars? Okay.
That's a wonderful idea, Johnny. We look forward to it.
Yes, I'll share that, Rakuten. So let's go back to Baba, thank him, and probably spend a minute before we move on. A minute in silence. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Shivani Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. We meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Have a wonderful day.